In all of your time working on this, how has the U.S. government's approach to climate change shifted, or maybe the mindset of U.S. leaders shifted in your view? And also I'm interested in the business community. How has the business community changed its thinking about climate change?
Let me take the second part first. So I got, as I said before, I got kind of drafted into working on climate change in 1997 when I was working in the White House, minding my own business, doing other things for President Clinton. And I'm sorry, I just lost your. Business.
Yeah.
So my assignment was to be the point person to work with stakeholders, business, environmental groups, labor, et cetera. And also to work on communications of what was going on to the public, and also to work on the policy piece of getting ready to go to Kyoto. And there's a quite dramatic difference if you look at the business community then and now, because big business was almost across the board negative on taking climate change action back in 1997 when I was doing this. I used to say I was the only guy in the White House who could bring business and labor together because they both hated me. And they were both negative on climate. And if you look now, I would say you had virtually the entire Fortune 500 type CEOs in the US supportive of staying in Paris. There were very, very few outside stakeholders now in 2017, a year ago, when Trump was making this decision, who were for pulling out. I mean, they were for staying in for good reason. I mean, we're 20 years further advanced from 1997. People can see how serious this is. I think business saw that we had pulled off an agreement that was on the one hand ambitious, but on the other hand was something they could live with. They could see where the direction of history was, and they could see what was going on all around the world. They didn't want to be on the outs. And by the way, also when you have the US fully in, you've got the US negotiating team there, and they're looking out for American interests as well as the global. So when proposals are made, and they're made all the time, that would be damaging in ways that we didn't at all think was legitimate to US and, for that matter, other businesses, we were the strongest force to stop that stuff. So I think from business's standpoint, it made absolutely no sense to pull out of Paris, and yet Trump did it anyway. Look, Trump did this, I can't tell you exactly why he did it. I think fundamentally it was a political decision, playing to his base and playing to some number of ideologues within his administration who, are still kind of climate deniers. But the business side of things, with the exception of perhaps, some parts of the coal industry, I think even the oil companies fundamentally were all on board for staying in Paris, because better to stay in Paris than to be on the outside.